What's up, everybody? This review we're taking a look at from Mcfarlane Toys, the Elite Edition T60 armor from Fallout. So this one was a pretty interesting one. I actually kind of forgot I had pre-ordered it. I did know that I did want it. I do love Fallout, with Vegas probably being my favorite one. But yeah, this thing was. If I was gonna get a Fallout figure, it was going to be the armor, and I'll give this a shot and see how I feel, and see where it leads me as far as any other Fallout figures. But yeah, definitely the armor is something that I wanted, even if it was just one. But this one looked like it was going to be pretty cool. And like I said, if it was just one, this is probably the one that I wanted to do. But there are variants to it that I wouldn't mind having also. So, this guy's got this really cool window box here. We've got the Elite Edition Gold Fallout logo. It says 12 and older. Got some side artwork, the T60. This is number 3. Then we've got the back, and we've got a couple of different armors here. And man, I would like to get some of these like that. Head sculpt there. I can't remember the name of that one, but yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. You got Elite and Gold, and the packaging looks really nice. It does stand out in a way. So yeah, but let's get them open and check them out. There is the backing board and you'll slide the tray out with this T60, and on that board you'll see a Fallout trading card, and then you've got this back with a little bio, and then you get a little stand. You also get this, I guess, redemption code for McFarlane store. Then you get all these other accessories. All right, so getting the T60 outside of the packaging, he looks pretty cool. This armor looks pretty cool. Um, really nicely done sculpt, and you can notice a whole bunch of like dry brushing the wash on it to make it look pretty beat up, which is pretty cool. But we'll get some more to that in a second. We'll check out some of these accessories. So it comes with trigger finger on the left hand and a fist on the right, and we've got a trigger finger for the left hand. You can see it's got a pretty good sculpt in there. Nice, nice dirty wash in there. Then you got a fist for the right hand, molded in that bluish gray with a whole bunch of a wash in there. You get a pointing finger. Really nice. I like that. Then you get an open palm hand, like he's grabbing something, asking for something, reaching for something. Really cool. You get this sword, that blue. What does that say? Schematic, soft landing. But you can see right there how it's curved. Super flimsy. Has a nice blue on it though. Got the red. Yeah, just curved, bent in the packaging. You get a couple of pistols. You get this really. I like this one a lot actually. This thing looks awesome. Nice dry brushing to it. Looks really good, and I just like the style. Back here is pretty much like a 1911 sort, and then it goes into this longer type. It's all makeshift, but it looks really cool. Almost reminds me of like RoboCop's gun. Almost. You get this one here. Same style almost, but then you get this yellow on top. You get this little blaster here. This little laser. Really cool. Nice dry brushing, and then that green really pops. But the dry brushing for these guys are like really impressive so far. You get this one here. This rifle. It is kind of flimsy here on the end. And just the end portion. There's this brown with this nice dirty wash, and you got that red there. Just looks really good. Got this other little blaster here. Some brown and gray. Dry brushing, the silver dry brushing. And it looks really good too. Get this rifle here, this machine gun. It's really cool. So this T60 came with quite a bit of weaponry. So looking at the armor itself, it's a really nice sculpt. It looks really good. You've got the bulkiness down. And it just looks nice. And it says T60 all over it for me, Look at that head sculpt. It's all in this blue gray, but then you've got a dirty wash all throughout. The hose there's just like this different kind of green. Different color inside those little lenses. Just looks really cool. Shoulder pauldrons look really good. Nicely done. Got some red here on the hip. Some brown. It's just all about the details in the wash, really. Wondering if that spinned or not, but it doesn't. But it looks good. Look at that pack, the hoses. Back. How dirty the feet are. Really cool. So it looks good. Nice sculpt, nice wash, different colors. The light molded in this like light blue with different, like a darker gray or green, like different spots that have different colors to break it up. Really nice. So for articulation, the head is on a ball joint, so it looks down about that far, goes up there. Does roll around side to side. Not much of a tilt. You get the shoulder pauldron is on like a little ball joint here, so it does get to move out of the way somewhat. You get your T-pose. You get an upper bicep cut that is hidden, which is nice. You get a single jointed elbow. Then you get your hinge, rotation, all that in the wrist. You get a diaphragm joint. Looks forward about that far. Looks back to there. So forward, back, forward, back. And then you've got your hip joint. So leg moves forward about that far. Moves back past neutral. Single jointed knee. And then you get a ball peg in here for the ankle. That will allow you to kind of rotate it in, up and down, but not much because the armor starts to block you. But not terrible. It is a bulky armor, and it's not like it was super crazy dynamic in the game. But I feel like this articulation makes me think of what it did feel like in the game. So we'll throw a little blaster in there. It's got that trigger finger right there. This one's got like a really big little grip. Cool. What else we get? wonder if they're gonna like what else they'll make. You know, I wonder if we're gonna get like some what's the death claws. Those things are insane, nightmarish. You don't want to see one of those running at you. At least not till you're built up. Probably in something like this at this point. Then I say bring it on. Get some other hands on me. Here you got them kind of pointing out, telling you to go in that direction. Got him telling you to hand something over. Maybe he's handed me something. Like, here, check this out. Thanks for helping me. Here is a pistol. That sort of thing. Oh, and I popped his arm out of the socket, but it is just a ball joint in there. And that's me just kind of flexing it. Popped right on in. Wanted to kind of hit that pose, telling you to put that money in his hand. Hand it over. The sword. Take this. You'll need this, Link. Yeah, pretty cool. You got these hands help with expression, which I absolutely love. We love that sort of thing for your photos, stop motions, anything like that. So I love that they put them in there. And here he is, dual wielding. We got both pistols, one in each hand, and looks really cool. Maybe he's dropping down somewhere high, starts blasting. Man, and one thing is because of the size of the feet and stuff, like he is balancing really well. Like I'm just kind of flipping this guy around, and it just didn't even cross my mind about a balance thing because it's just been doing it. So yeah, that's really nice, especially like armor wearing character. It's really cool. Got him walking like he's patrolling. Again, the balance thing, not a real issue. Really cool. We got this one here. Yeah, pretty cool. Then we got to throw the sword up in the air. Like he's getting ready to tell everybody to charge. By the power of Grayskull. Really cool. Let's see. Pretty cool to mess around with, honestly. But it is going to be limited because it is the armor. I don't think it's I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's terrible. All right, for a quick comparison, we've got the T60 next to an MP10 Optimus from Masterpiece, and then we've got the Megafig Doomsday. And you can see these are pretty large figures, and he's not that undersized compared to him, so that gives you a little sense of like where he's going to fit as far as larger figures. But then we'll throw in, let's say, this Phantom Core from Operation Monster Force. Maybe he's patrolling the wasteland and comes across these little ghouls, soldiers, that sort of thing. And you can see how much larger he is than him, and I think that makes sense in that world. So pretty cool. Again, these guys are pretty good to fit in a bunch of different scenes and scenarios. And yeah, I could see him going to a military base and, somewhat like a ghoul. Not quite the way they designed it, but, pulls off the same effect. Maybe a Mythic Legions ghoul type figure would work for you. Just my thought, like idea. And he's not really a Cosmic Legion, but this is the ATL 25 exclusive. So you would be getting this from like Four Horsemen Studios. But you can see even he's scaled, I want to say maybe like 7-inch scale. He's a little bit larger, and the T60 is larger than he is. So that's pretty cool. All right, so that's going to be it for this review. Overall, I think it's a pretty cool figure. I think it accomplishes what it needs to. That bluish gray is a little strange to me, but it does make sense. And then you have that wash. I don't know what it is about it. Something comes off as a little bit of like plasticky, I guess, versus like armor. But I also at the same time just really like it the way it is. Like it's not bad at all. The articulation was pretty good. You get some really good movement out of it that resembles the game. You're not going to be doing Spider-Man poses. For me, I always hope that you give us that we would get articulation in any figure to do like Spider-Man type stuff, and just leave it up to me whether I want to or not. Like I don't care if it's like Galactus or Juggernaut or somebody like that. I would love for that articulation on any figure. But I can also see not giving it to us, but they gave us enough to emulate stuff from the game. It feels like it moves in the game, which is really cool. The sculpting is amazing. Mcfarlane's always done some really amazing sculpts and that sort of thing. It's just the feel of it and certain things like that that I don't really, it doesn't really appeal to me. I stayed away from most Mcfarlane figures because of that, but this one doesn't make me feel that way. Like I do think that this is an all right one. It doesn't bother me the way most of those other figures do. This one actually feels pretty good, moves really good, looks good, nice paint wash throughout. Didn't have to break up the color scheme too much with like any browns or reds. Like all of this other stuff just makes up. It just looks really, really good. So, I mean, pretty cool. Again, I don't know if it's, dang, he's got a good grip on him. He's just sliding across. Yeah, I don't know if this is for you or not. Maybe it's just for the Fallout fan, or maybe there's like a mech collector or something like that. This kind of fits that mold just a little bit. It almost looks like one. Um, really, really nice sculpt again. So, hopefully I showed you enough to help you out, help you decide whether this is for you, whether that price point is for you. I can't remember how much this guy was, but just look that up online. But you have to make that choice individually, anyways. Yeah, I'm just hoping I showed you enough to help you out in deciding whether it's for you or not. And, that's going to be it. I will catch y'all in the next one. Later.